Hi everyone, my name is Sammy, and if you check out my other videos, I talk about human design. I am a 5/1 projector. I always like to start out by introducing myself and stating my profile and my type, just because I know that different videos can, there's so many out there and there's so many people that you can connect with, and I know sometimes that my projection field can be very passionate or enthusiastic, and so if in any way, shape, or form you don't relate to what I'm saying, or if it's triggering or anything like that, please know that feel free to get off or feel free to find another video. And I hope that this is helpful to the profiles for 3-5, which is what I'm doing today. So I've already talked about the 5/1 because that's what I am. So if you want to look at that video, it's already uploaded. And I said I would do all the profiles. So I'm going to go ahead and do the 3-5 profile next. So let's break down the 3-5 profile in the sense of the word martyr and heretic. What I like to say is martyr is more of like you're experimenting a bunch of different things, which is pretty amazing. So if you think about it, like, you can almost say that all the mistakes you've made, you were meant to make them, so they're not really mistakes. And then for heretic, I like to think of as you share your wisdom, as you grow through those mistakes and you learn what's correct for you and you find yourself, and through finding yourself through those mistakes, you end up helping others when you get asked to share. Especially a projector, that's a great invitation right there of you'll find people coming into your life who are like, oh my gosh, I'm going through this, and you might have experienced that and made a mistake, and were able to help them not make that same mistake because they asked you for your advice. So it's a pretty amazing profile. There's 12 profiles, they're all amazing, but that's calculated on your time of birth. So if you were born on so I'm born on June 18th, but like if I was born at a different time, that I might have gotten a different profile. So making sure that your date of birth and time is very accurate is super, super important. If you have questions or if you're not sure, you can always contact me, or we can do a reading, or you can just find someone online. I recommend Karen Curry Parker. You can find specialists online on her profile as well if you don't know where to start. There's an amazing team on there, and they will get you a reading. So it is a right angle profile, which means it's more interpersonal. So you're going to go through life kind of trying to figure out your own self by learning and by making mistakes. So again, I want to reiterate this like a million times because it's just so important for you to understand that mistakes that you're making often are not really mistakes. There's something you had to learn so that way you could share that knowledge later. And I know that sounds tricky, and I'm not saying that I'm not saying it's like a scapegoat or anything, but it is important for you to reflect back on those mistakes so that way you don't get in patterns of repeating them and not ever getting the opportunity to use that line 5, be in that projection field, and have that ability to really profoundly affect someone else who might be struggling with the same thing or whatever it is that you're here to do. I also recommend looking at your incarnation cross for sure, which is going to be the top 2 of your unconscious and your conscious and your sun. And that will give you a bigger understanding as well of what exactly you're here to do. The second thing I really wanted to talk about is the line 5, because I also have the line 5. So looking at it from the perspective of me, like of my 5/1, I see that the 3/5, their 5 is in the their 5 is in the unconscious, and my 5 is in the conscious. So people see me in the projection field a lot more than say a 3/5 because it's more unconscious. So they're probably going to relate more to like making the mistakes, or like, I can't find the right relationship, or I can't find the right friends, or I'm trying to figure out where I want to work or whatever. But you still have this feeling inside like you're meant to share, you're meant to help others, could be a big calling of yours. And when that happens, I want you to remind yourself of that unconscious 5 and remind yourself of that power, because words and the way that we can use affirmations can really ignite that in us. So I want to use my own personal example here by saying, when I really tapped into my one unconscious line, like 5-1, I realized I had a lot of ones in my unconscious and even in my personality. And I realized, like, I have to always have that foundation before I speak up about it. And it makes me feel better, and it makes me feel strong when I'm coming out on that projection field of the 5, because I know in my heart that this is my truth, and it's also helping others. And I don't second guess it as much as I would if I didn't have that knowledge prior. So what I'm telling the 3-5 to understand is to do almost the opposite of be okay with making those mistakes, but then look and remind yourself of what the purpose is of that. So whatever experiencing you had, if it was a bad one, take it, feel it, understand it, and then use that, and boom, I guarantee a door opens for you, and you're able to share that knowledge or do something with your job, your relationships, your friendships, that it's going to be incredibly fulfilling for not only you, but the people around you. Because you are someone who has to fulfill yourself too, your interpersonal. You need to learn yourself in order to give back to others. It's such a wonderful and beautiful process, and I have so much respect and just so much love for your part and role in this community. And it's just amazing to see how each profile brings so many unique gifts and so many different perspectives. And of course, it's going to be very depending on your type. What I will say with projectors is really making sure that the mistakes that you've made, when your friends ask you, like, oh, like if they ask you for advice, or like you need a sounding board, you could even say something like, well, I've been through a similar experience. I don't want to like step on your toes or anything, but if you would like me to speak upon it, I will. And that can also kind of like allow you to kind of play with how you can be invited into the smaller things, obviously, because you do need to be able to speak freely, and you do want to help your friends. And also it's important, especially, you know, with manifestors, or just, you know, telling, you know, using your friends or family as well as like, hey, this is what I want to speak about, and kind of getting a sounding board, so that way like you see how the response comes in, like if it's the right timing, if it feels right, you can kind of feel it within yourself. And generators, obviously using that sacral, the sacral sounds, having someone do that for you can be incredibly helpful. But yeah, I just want sorry, I didn't mean to just kind of pause there. I just want to take a moment though to express that with any 5 profile, there is a lot of expectations. Trust me, I know firsthand what that feels like. So what I would say is, if you're not comfortable yet speaking upon it, to go to a close friend and see if this is something you want to share. If it's something where you've shared before and it felt like a mistake to share, and you go back in that shell, it's okay to isolate for a little bit. It's okay. I don't want to derail you or to say that that's not normal, because I've done that. But to also remember that you are here to make those mistakes, and nothing that you've done is worthy of you isolating yourself from your truest form. We all make mistakes. We all do things that we have regret, shame, everything. But the beautiful part about your profile is those mistakes will help others. And that in itself is a gift that just keeps on giving. And I know that it can be a burden, it can be a struggle, you can feel lost, but just know that the community of human design is here for you. I am here for you. If you have any questions, you can absolutely comment them below. I will do my best to answer them, or to find research or find you a link to help with what you're struggling with. And of course, if you want to do a reading, you can email me at support@beyondbodyimages.com, and we can set something up. I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for listening, and I hope to get more profiles up soon. All right, have a wonderful rest of your day, and just go be magical.